Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and this reading is for December 16th, which falls on a Wednesday this year of 2020. But as always, my intention is to drop into the cosmic intelligence of the universe, the divine order, the laws of love, laws of abundance, and get a timeless message for us. What could help us the most at this time in our lives, and to come back home to who we truly are as creators of our own reality in all our bright light. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands reversed for the theme. And, well, the Four of Wands reversed and the Three of Wands reversed as well. So, wow, that's a whole lot of wands. It's a whole lot of passion and spiritual energy that is a little muted today. So, but then again, let's see what the message is here. So, with the Eight of Wands reversed, it's, you know, when it's straight up, the energy goes really quickly, and there's a lot of it. The eights are all very, very powerful. So when it's reversed, there's a few different ways you can read the card. You could read it as the exact opposite, which would be energy that's not moving too quickly or not moving at all. It could also be the, like the inversion of the movement, where in order to move forward, you have to think of all the ways that you're not moving forward, basically, right? And then on another level, we can go back to the card before it, which is the Seven of Wands, which has to do with, taking a stand and having healthy, strong boundaries. So it could have to do with that. So let me see. When we tune into the other two cards, I'll understand what it's about. Well, with the Four of Wands reversed, this has us in challenging communications with our family or with people who are part of our community. It can have to do with, sometimes just straight up like a cancellation of an event. Because, straight up, you can see the image on the card where, there's the party tent, right? And there's people partying and they're happy. In the traditional Rider-Waite, well, here let me see, I have that deck in order. I can find it for you real quick and we'll see. Yeah. And of course, it's Venus in Aries, so it's all about spontaneity and union, coming together. Venus is always about unity. But, check out the people in front of their house, and it's like, come on in. It's an invitation has been sent out, like with the Three of Wands. But we have the Three of Wands reversed here, so maybe I really feel like something got canceled. You can definitely see the event, energy here in this card. And same as with, this deck too, she's done a great job at showing us that this is a party, but it looks more like it's kind of out in the desert and this might not be your home. You know what I mean? So I wanted to bring in the home element with that other card. So, with the traditional Rider-Waite. So again, like I said, when it's reversed, we are definitely in that area of a lack of harmony with the family. It can sometimes be arguments, any type of conflicts in the home. It can also be sometimes someone that wants to come to your home and you don't want them. Or somebody shows up on your doorstep and you have to go, hold on here, wait a minute. So Sometimes on another level too, because remember in that other card you could see clearly that it was the home card. Well, this can be sometimes moving out of a home. But maybe things are going slower than you want them to go with the Eight of Wands reversed. Because this has to do with like timing issues when the Eight of Wands is reversed. It can have to do with travel problems as well. But it can sometimes just be a lack of action that maybe needs to happen. So maybe the message here is about just slowing down, getting really deeply in touch with your inner being. Let go of any like ego personality that thinks it needs to respond. And especially if this is the possibility of an unwelcome visitor or a family member who is testing your patience by being, insulting or pushy. Could be very well be that. And it might just be the message to take your time, to wait to respond, to get really clear about what you want. Because like I said, when the Eight of Wands is reversed, it often means that to go back to the wisdom in the Seven of Wands, go back to the card before it. And that the Seven of Wands brings in the element of taking a stand, and it brings in perseverance and being protective and assertive, and most of all, like in control of your own life. So that's a very real possibility. Now, with the Three of Wands reversed, again, there's sometimes it's returning home, but this is like moving out. So for some of you, it could be, this is a really interesting combination, because it could be that someone wants to return home, but you're having to move out. And so you're feeling kind of like at an impasse and stuck and not sure what to do. With other possibilities with the Three of Wands, well, it can just definitely have to do with self-doubt. I mean, if we look at the image straight up, it's, she's waiting for the perfect wave. And it's an unknown. It's one of those cards where you're in the unknown. But it's usually a happy card, and it's usually about success and expanding and, like looking forward in your life. So when it's reversed, maybe that message there is to go back to the Two of Wands and check into your planning. Like, what were you really planning? Because this, the Two of Wands can be a card of, having two different options, two different paths. And it can be kind of a restless card too, the Two of Wands. But most of all, with the Three of Wands, there's a lack of movement, a lack of, just, moving forward in any type of like growth. And with the Eight of Wands, sorry if I have a little, humidifier going, so I'm not coughing all the time. So if you hear any gurgles in the background, it's not me, it's my humidifier, although I gurgle sometimes. But, okay, so Eight of Wands reversed. I really get the feeling that it's one of the times that we need to go inward. We need to be okay with not having any results, not to worry about having any lost, opportunities. Instead, go back to what are you really going to stand for? Go back to being protective of yourself. And because the Seven of Wands straight up can oftentimes be a bit of a spiritual test. And it's helpful to decide to get really, really clear on what you want. And if we were to go backwards with the Three of Wands, with the Four of Wands, go backwards to the Three of Wands, which can be what the message is, for this Four of Wands reversed. Well, we have it right here, and to bring it straight up, it's about being patient, patiently waiting for your ship to come in, if that's the case, or waiting for the next wave of life, or life the way that you've been working towards creating it. There's that possibility. Let's see if I can feel into any other possibilities here. Oftentimes with the Eight of Wands, when it's reversed, well, straight up, it can be a lot of news and messages that are coming in. So when it's reversed, there can be like a delay of information and messages, things that you're waiting for. And just, like travel problems. I mean, just to put it into a, very mundane type of context. But then again, when we combine it with this Four of Wands reverse, we're in that territory of arguments. It's very possible that there are arguments with both of these. Just some type of disharmony. And so it slows everything down because you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Now I have to rethink everything. Because what I thought this person was going to be bringing in or commitments, like passions that were brought together in the past, now suddenly something has changed and I need to regroup. But also though, just to remember, the Four of Wands, even reverse, it's not that bad. I mean, because it's really just something short term. With both of these cards, it's not anything long term, or we're not dealing with any of the Pentacles cards that are reversed. It's much with the Wands. Just remember, it's spiritual energy, it's life force, it's movement, it's fiery, and it moves quickly. So anything that's reversed can be turned around. So this could be just. It's still, I mean, this is a celebratory card, and when it's reversed, it's still not a challenging card, really, other than it's just not as big of a celebration, or something, so like some type of an event is just not going to go the way that you want, or it hasn't gone in the way that you want, because you could. I don't tend to do it this way, but you could, like, especially in a 3-card reading, and this could be like past, present, and future. So if this is the past for some of you, take heart, because things will turn around, pretty soon. And then with the Three of, when this card comes in reverse too on a very, very mundane physical level, it can be a real opportunity to rest. And, get your strength back and recover. It's possible that this message here was you had an event that was very taxing and challenging, and, especially with what we're going through, nowadays, with the pandemic. And, did your best with what you had, and now it's you really need to rest. And both of these cards would indicate that. So, yeah, I think it's really just about resting this day, and resting, knowing that it's gonna strengthen you spiritually if you can give yourself that day off, or at least a half a day. Give yourself some time off today is the message, and then you'll spiritually everything can turn right back up, because that's a whole lot of energy straight up, There's a tremendous amount of energy. So if this is what you've been through the last few days, or, or even over like the last weekend, you would need a day off to rest, because there's so much energy here. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's it for today. Thanks, you guys, and take good care. Be back soon. Bye.